BTC, okay, so here we are for BTC. I'm still leaning on BTC, dropping a little bit lower because it looks to me like again, head and shoulders. We've been anticipating the drop, but week after week, you see that nothing is happening much, right? We just here and there and here and there and here and there, but like, okay. But anyway, I'm leaning towards the downside. If anything, there could be a rally, but still, I'm expecting BTC to hit lower because this looks to me more likely than not a potential head and shoulders in the making, right? But of course, at the same time, if BTC rallies up and down, if it just does something like this, right, then of course, more likely than not, we could be heading higher as well because we're still clearly above the skinny pink line. So the trend is still largely bullish. One thing to note is that if you were to look back in the past, right, past doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. If you look back in the past, when BTC was here, right, it rose all the way up. Okay, let's just go back in history. A lesson in history. Say you do a replay. Right, over here. Right, so BTC had a meteoric rise all the way to 64,000 from the very lows of 3,008. And then we started mucking around, right? There was an ending fifth wave actually, ending fifth wave diagonal. And then we dropped down. And then we were rising and it's like, you're still not entirely sure because you don't see the chart pattern yet. So you're not sure if this is the reversal or not. Another thing is that we were clearly above the skinny pink line. So the trend was still largely bullish. So it'd be like, we're not too sure, and then after that, we did drop down though towards the skinny pink line. But then we rose even higher, right? But it's a marginally higher high. And after that, it came back down under the skinny pink line again. There was a rally that came, and then things were clearer now. Head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So if we were to, again, learn from the past, right? Let's say, for example, 300 days in, right? You'll be expecting a potential top. But it dropped down and it rose even higher. Oh, surprise! The top actually came in 549 days. Not 300, but 500 days later, which is more than half a year. And after that, it dropped. And then we got a rally up. So I'm like, this is the right shoulder. So from here to here, right, the top of the right shoulder, right at the skinny pink line, was 460 days to complete this chart pattern. From the halving to the top of the right shoulder took about 700 days, which means 2 years before it was obvious. So right now, we are only about 280 days in. 2 years will be... Okay, my guess is right. More likely than not, by this year, we should be seeing a drop coming, right? The confirmation will come when we are under the skinny pink line, right? When we're under it. And there'll be an attempt to break back up, but then it fails. So, again, my expectation is still a drop over here. So this drop that comes could be really, truly brutal. And again, we could also get a head and shoulders. Maybe yes, maybe no. But as it stands, we don't really see it yet. It's still not that obvious yet. It will only come in once it's like 80%, maybe 80, 90% complete. And then, okay, we see it. But for now, it's like, we're not too sure. We're still not too sure. So yeah, could we still, drop, hit the skinny pink line and continue higher? Sure. Right, so we were also anticipating this type of a move where it just consolidates and goes sideways and breaks higher. So yeah, at this point of time, we still have to wait and see how it goes. But a lot of other alts have been showing a lot of bearishness. Like for example, Ethereum, right?